Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Falskallan Nights, and welcome to Dire Bear. I'm your host, the Bard with no name. I'm excited for tonight's session. I've been waiting to get my players into this position so that I can finally let them know how much I thoroughly appreciate them. But before we do that, let's get into tonight's announcements. Tom, let's get into it.
Yes, on that incredibly ominous note, thank you, JT, and thank you, adventurers, for joining us once again in Falscala, where winter's grip still lingers, at least on some parts of the map. Team Them have linked up with the Hallowed Revolt, and the two forces are getting to know each other in between bouts of freezing their asses off and coordinated attempts to find Yimmer after he wanders off. But why all the freezing? Isn't it supposed to be spring? Well, some power near the Ashlins decided to take a page out of Elsa's book, and a storm's been a brewing for a while now. There's a fell voice on the air, and while we're pretty sure it's not Saruman, we're not optimistic about our other options. We'll need to forge on through the elements and our own exhaustion in order to get through tonight's session. Thankfully, we can keep track of all of our various conditions thanks to our first sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one place. They've got extensive character creation tools, expandable note sections, and just about every source book you can name. Their online character sheets also have a handy little conditions section, so you can easily keep track of how your character might be affected when they're grappled, frightened, restrained, which is somehow not the same thing as grappled, and exhausted, which at least half of our team is right now. Did you know that once you reach 6 levels of exhaustion, you just straight up die? As someone who just completed his second undergrad, that fucking tracks. uh, Thank you, D&D Beyond, for sponsoring us and the various moments in which the game imitates life. Speaking of games, art, etc., might I direct you towards our second sponsor, FX May Vary. They're a genre hopping, hard rockin', dice rolling band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who've recently joined the rarefied air of Dire Bear supporters. They balance toe tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number are even on one of our D&D shows. You can seek them out on YouTube, Spotify, just about any place music is streamed. You can even reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram. Their music's designed to be enjoyed by everyone, and it may promote feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a desire to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, individual FX may vary. But before we get to our next part of the read, I want to offer you an opportunity. What if you, yes, you, dear listener, could become a Dire Bear sponsor yourself? That is right. Dire Bear is on Patreon with a bunch of fun rewards for you to dig into. You can get Discord privileges, merch, mentions at the end of our streams, which on Wednesday nights means you get your name sung out in a patented Diamondback parody song, destroying hit singles one bad singer at a time. And if you're someone who's always wanted to give your characters accents, affectations, sounds that are entirely inhuman, there's even a tier where you can get monthly voice acting lessons with me. I would love to put my skills as a voiceover and radio professional at your disposal. So hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. While you're at it, why not wear your Dire Bear love on your sleeve, or your legs, or your most of you? Hit up the Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs to find some roaring great merch for all of your nerdy needs. We got t shirts, we got hoodies, we got sweatpants, mouse pads, and more. And for once, my quest for a line of hashtag Daddy Diamondback undies is on hold because we have far more important things to focus on, such as Pride. Yes, it is that time of year when we take all the moments we can to celebrate, protest, protect, and make the various phobes of the world supremely uncomfortable. I hope they're having a terrible day. Dire Bear is here to help all of that with some geektastic Pride merch featuring the roaring great Dire Bear logo with a rainbow D20, or our Beyond Alignment line of Pride merch, which includes tank tops and has variants that include the trans, non binary, and BLM Pride colors. As always, human rights are a year round battle, but at this time of year it becomes especially important to remind those who need reminding that gender ain't binary, trans people deserve to live their truth, and there's no place for hate at these tables. As always, nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Tom. So I guess without further ado, let's get into tonight's episode of Falskallan Nights. Last time on Falskallan Nights. God, I miss saying that. As much as I like going into Breaking Falscala and just letting loose in the pure insanity that is known as, well, Yimmer and the Silverfin, I don't know, connection. I do enjoy coming back to Falskallan Nights and continuing this story. That being said, Team Them and the Hallowed Revolt are in the Ashlins, trying to find out the source of the Everstorm that has been raging for the last couple of weeks. Taking days to venture forward and finding themselves in the middle of the blistering blizzard. Some of them have taken exhaustion points, which have in turn going to make things a little more fun for them. That being said, you guys are now it's they've off to a great start. You're resting underneath what would be a burrow made of snow right next to a tree. You guys have two domes up and are currently making a game plan and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And the scene is yours.
All right. Now, Warwick, you said you wanted to go out and try scout ahead with some of the others. How are you feeling right now?
I'm fine. I have no issues. I'm used to being out in this cold.
All right.
I do, however, believe that we already went and did that. At least from my notes.
Oh, well, there we are.
Or I can explain already went ahead and found nothing.
I found some worms. I don't know how they're alive in the snow.
All
Aren't
right.
they
found a
just the
stick.
tiniest little purple worm babies?
Oh God. They'd be cute if they weren't absolutely devastatingly scary.
Yep.
I would definitely adopt them. Oh, more pets.
All right.
Adopt anything with a pulse. Let's just be honest.
Well, so with all our maps and whatnot, we managed to figure out there's some kind of, I don't know what you were calling it, sort of point where the ley lines or something were all coming together near that mountain up there.
Yeah, it's a. I don't know if that's a good sign or not.
Well, I'm leaning towards not, but seems possible it might be pointing the direction to whoever's making this shit happen.
It might be.
All right then.
Delivery person was really hot looking.
Well, Seems we should probably start making tracks towards there then, but how many of us feel like we can make the trek without dropping dead?
Remind me, we have not yet rested, right?
You're in the middle of a rest.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because we were looking at the stuff during the rest. Explain. That's a lot of food you have over there.
Get up.
Perceives to make raptor noises from Jurassic Park.
My
She can't hear you.
got headphones on.
I think it was about midday-ish that we.
Some worms. Oh wait, no, those are mine.
Okay.
You might want to get
keep
that checked
those
out.
worms then.
These are big worms. Big hot steamer.
Thanks, please.
The skinny bird.
So yeah, I think it was about midday when we.
Well, I figured you guys would be more or less like into the afternoon, starting to crest into the evening.
Okay.
So like, at this point, you guys had traveled a fair bit, and you're in basically a clearing field section where you would see like mounds which look like more or less like rock segments that have been covered in snow, and the snow, like the wind and the snow, and like I wouldn't say hail, but like chunks of very fine ice are flying at you guys. It's very much one of those moments where it seems like a lot of stuff is like melting and freezing at the same time, and so you just get like that heavier set of snow.
Yeah.
The best way I can describe it is kind of like sugar snow.
Oh yeah. Right.
We don't get enough snow here. I don't know.
You don't know? Basically, you know the idea of like the styrofoam, like how styrofoam is all stuck together and it's all like individual little balls.
Yeah.
It's very much all those individual pieces are now separate and now on their own and mounting. They don't stick to each other. It just
Okay.
Like Dippin' Dots.
Yeah.
Dippin' Dots. I love Dippin' Dots. Oh.
Geez there, bud. I think you confused the Americans for a second.
I love Dippin' Dots. Oh, little
Anyway.
ice cream balls. They make eating ice cream more fun.
Ice cream is already fun.
Well, let's
Yeah,
wait
but
for the
it's worth
sponsorship
it.
first.
not for the lactose intolerant.
That's me. It's still fun.
It's still almost like nothing stops me. I
No.
can still regret. It's okay.
Why do I
cannot
associate
fear
with
the
you guys?
So we're in a Dippin' Dots storm.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
All right. All right, then we want to get an early rest in. Strike out early tomorrow.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm already gonna go to sleep. I'm way beyond my element here. I think I can do something here just to help out. Ugh. Did I ever mention that I hate snow?
Yeah, only as we were, coming across the border and walking towards the border and walking
Yeah,
towards that
I
fort we
just
were
felt
at.
like we just needed a reminder that I don't like this. And I'm getting angry. And I don't like getting angry. It's not like me. Boy, oh boy, I really hope there's something up ahead that I could just explode.
Yeah, we find that voice the others were talking about. I'm sure you can. All right. If anybody's good to take watch for a couple hours. All I need is 4, and then I can keep an eye out outside for the rest. Well, not go outside, but keep an eye on what's going on outside.
I don't mind
need that
taking
long
first.
either.
All right. Well, Warwick, if you're good then.
I got it. I'll take first.
Thanks. All right. Well, and in a very Diamondback-esque fashion, she kind of leans back in her bedroll and puts the hat over her eyes for a bit.
It's like they were meant to be. Right. So who's got first watch?
Ulrich.
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 Okay.
Val will do it.
Make a
with him.
perception. Who? Howard or
Val.
Yeah. Okay. Perceptions, please, or one with advantage. Whomsoever wants to be that way.
Why did I grab 2?
Well, I rolled a natural 20, so.
Oh shit!
Aren't you just a freaking ball of sunshine over there?
Do I have advantage? Is it because of his shield? It's because of his shield. That's why. Okay. Oh shit! I got a natural 22. Holy fuck!
Whoa!
27.
Samesies.
I
The
called
snow
this
parts and you
natural
see
ones.
everything within a 20-mile radius. All you hear is
We see the beast up ahead. He's pointing right at us.
And we're just like, no, please close the snow back up.
You see a giant one-eyed monster, toothy maw, just
No.
Close the curtains. There's nobody outside. It's fine.
Somebody else can handle this shit.
Okay, so as the rest of you are resting, Warwick and Val, you are keeping an ever vigilant eye. It is very dark outside, so you only have, which is whatever your dark visions will allow you to have. Val, you're human, right? No, Warwick.
Half elf.
Half
I
elf.
was
Oh,
like-
Warwick.
I
Warwick
was
is
like,
human.
where do I have dark vision from? I was thinking human, but apparently half elf.
Surprise! But you're relying on your other senses, and all you're hearing right now is the blowing wind, and it doesn't seem to be dying down. As the first couple hours start going through, you realize that you're more than likely alone, and whatever's out there is like, there's probably nothing out there. It's just too inhospitable to even try to traverse, let alone having you guys do it. That being said, you do make note of the change in the wind direction. And it seems ever so subtle. But it seems to be the best way I can think of it is you guys are facing north. The winds are coming in from basically the northwest. And they're seemingly coming more westward. And it seems to be moving slowly. So I can mark this as like a 2 or 3 hour like watch, or I could have it set as like a 4 if you want.
You can do 4.
Let me
Yeah.
let me know what you guys want on that one.
As long as Warwick ends up with a long rest at the end of it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give it to you guys, so don't stress now, the little things.
That's what later's for.
Aha! So after the 4 hours, you notice that the winds are coming, for lack of a better sense of direction, more westward now. And that would be the end of the first watch. Who would want to?
Shiren will come out of her trance and, well, we're not dead. And this isn't just a bad dream, so I guess I'll take a look at what's going on. How'd it go for you two?
Quiet.
Ow.
The wind changed. That's really about it.
That
Ours
was
changed
about
too. Yeah. What direction's it heading now?
That way. Points to the west.
All right. What the hell's west of us?
Howard would be getting up at the same time.
All right. Well, you leave me to worry about that for now. You two get some rest. Come at it fresh in the morning, or whatever the hell counts as morning.
Spleen is being a little bit of a light sleeper because all these new people. But so she's gonna hear and conversing. She's gonna get up to go do the next watch.
All right. For those who are taking next watch, go for it. Perceptions.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking
That's
at Yuri. I'm like, why is my perception so? What?
I literally just did the same thing. I was like, I'm not a +7. That's wrong.
I was like,
Yeah.
that's definitely not a +2. It's more than that.
22 for Howard.
Nice. 16
Nice.
for Splain.
Splan.
14 for Shiren.
Cool. So I'm gonna mention this now because I kind of forgot to do it in the last set of descriptions. For those who rolled over a 20, which I mean the natural 20s are very much that. There are voices on the wind. It is very much discernible.
Oh.
There are voices on the wind. You're trying to decipher what you're hearing, but you cannot. It's somewhat incomprehensible. It's almost like very bassy, very deep, and very long-winded.
If he noticed that during the watch, Val probably would have cast tongues to see
Okay.
if he could understand it at all.
Okay.
Casting tongues, he's just like.
He stops speaking with the Indian accent and just speaks normally. Just
Oh my
a
God.
whole other accent.
What you're hearing on the wind is basically a word that is being drawn out in such a elongated way that you do not know the start of said word.
But it seems like it's just a singular word.
It's pretty much as if it's almost as if it's like sung.
Windy.
All right, so then Howard, Spleen, and Shiren. Shiren, you're just hearing wind.
Yeah.
You've made note of the direction, but I mean,
Yeah.
all it is blowing snow in the dark. You only have limited vision. Your hearing is basically shot because of the sound of the wind. Howard and Spleen, you hear basically like what would be the voice. the voice is, but yeah.
The voice is. It does it seem like it's all coming from the west, or it doesn't have like.
It's hard to tell. It's kind of like fog, where if you hear sound,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to discern a direction.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than it's just ever present.
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna do anything to investigate on that or no?
I don't think he really has much he can try and do with it.
God, this is annoying. I hate not knowing what the fuck is going on.
I can
Yes.
sympathize with that.
Real weird. Not a fan of it.
You think they're doing some sort of ritual? Because this kind of sounds like a ritual.
Yeah, I kind of guessing that.
And I don't want to know what's going to be at the end of said ritual. If it is
Same.
one, which I think I know it is one. This is a ritual. Weird, creepy, humming, singing notes, things. Oh, echoes.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
All echoes in my campaign end with "you're an idiot."
Yeah, I love it so much. I love it so much.
That's
And
just some
no one.
weird magical effect that
Yeah,
is
no one questions it.
worldwide, and it's
Yeah.
normal for everyone. They're just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, the options your officers gave us were investigate, engage if we want, but optional. What are you thinking?
I don't know how far it is.
Me either.
And if we split up or we just go, and plus, a lot of these little fuckwads. No offense, is your team. A lot of these little fuckwads, and my own. Don't worry. Looking at Howard, are like tired and can't seem to handle the cold.
As one of those fuckwads, I take no offense.
Oh, yes, you're one of the fuckwads. That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's just right now we're very vulnerable. And I like taking risks, but in this type of weather, a risk will lead to probably never getting seen again. And based on what we've been dealing with, let's say we do find those a source of those voices. Let's say. Let's just say it's like a lot of those bitches, those cultists. And if they are the cause of all this, I doubt that they're not going to be at a disadvantage.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't like the idea of leaving any job half finished, but well, it's your territory. Your call.
We wait. We wait. I mean, I hate saying that, but I think we should wait. At least till it's day.
Speaking of, I was gonna do the fucking daybreak Daybreak
Da,
thing
da,
from
da, da.
Oh, do, do.
from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Just
Mhm. Mhm. Gotta get through the night if we start just by dodge rolling.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Et
GT.
tu,
Okay.
Brute.
TTY.
I mean, Charminar did it to her crew. I figured it was only
Ah.
fair if I did it to ours.
Fair.
While I was DMing her crew.
I still have to.
Oh, good thing I got my talking out of the way.
So
Fudge Muppets.
the day breaks and the sun starts peeking out of the clouds a little bit. You notice that like the blowing snow has actually subsided a little bit. And it is still coming westward. It looks like it's now coming more like southwest. It'd be like if you're looking at a compass degree and oh geez, 270, I think it is.
Mm.
Yeah, 270, which is basically direct west. It would be pretty much like 10 degrees south of west.
Okay.
So you're talking like a very marginal difference.
I assume when the wind switched earlier, it was like a gradual switch. It wasn't just all of a sudden going this
Yes.
way
Yeah, it
and
was
out there.
throughout the whole.
It was throughout the whole time, so
Got it.
so breaking out of the bubbles, you get hit with this with an immediate shock of cold, and you breathe in that first breath, and it basically like it shrinks the lungs just a little bit because you're not used to walking out into that kind of a cold just yet. It is freezing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not like a standard Falskallan freeze that any of you have ever really dealt with before.
It's like a freaking flash freeze.
Pretty much.
Terrifying.
So following that long rest, exhaustion.
You would lose 1 point of exhaustion.
There's a checkbox for it when you do the long rest.
I'll just remember that Dolly's down 1 level.
Well, hello, Dolly.
Kind of there, like warming her hands. Oh, what I wouldn't give to just light something on fire right now, but I get a feeling I'm going to need those spells later.
Does anybody want coffee?
You would make coffee.
She's got an endless cup coffee.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, yes.
Don't worry about the backwash. It just disappears into the void. It just keeps refreshing. So just go ahead and drink from it.
Not sure I wanted to know that about this, but makes me somewhat more comfortable. Takes a sip. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are looking around, the sun rising up, it is this beautiful orange glow that rises over the horizon. You see what would be the silhouettes of the trees, and the snow particles in the air are thick enough to basically be like a frosting fog.
Mm.
So you see what would be just the circle of the sun, but the light kind of bounces off everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's also at this point that you see what would be the shape of this storm, because you're now far enough away from it to see what would be like this giant massive snowstorm moving. It's very much akin to like watching a storm cloud.
Mm-hmm. Like you're watching tornado season and you see that big old whoosh. In the
Yeah, like you see the
distance.
giant cumulus clouds just reach up into the stratosphere.
Mm-hmm. Scary.
And the thing that you notice about it is very low to the ground.
Yeah.
Not natural to not like a natural snowstorm.
Speaking of storm, I just had a thunder rumble.
Oh boy.
Mm.
It's on its way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What is it that you guys do?
Byron kind of turns to Spleen and Howard. Well, like I said last night, your territory, your call. What do y'all think?
Mm. Well, hmm. I mean, we can keep following this storm.
Hold that thought. I want to try something.
Boy.
How close are we to the edge of it?
The edge of the storm?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically you're still within the storm, but you're
Oh.
far enough away where it's like
You can grasp the size of it. Okay.
you can grasp the size of it. So like
Um,
at this point it's very hard to tell. It could be, it could be a kilometer off, it could be 3. Oh, right, sorry, I have to speak in freedom units. It could be like 0.6 of a mile or
um,
What?
when Howard starts to do this, Val actually has the spell prepared as well, and will start to join in. Spells are coming. So weird.
I mean,
They're
it's so
both-
easy for you to play your characters.
really not, because I have way more spells to look at.
he's really good at one thing and one thing only.
They're both going to ritually cast silence in an area nearby and see how the storm reacts.
Okay. So the 10 minutes go by for your casting of silence. The snow is pelting you. At this point, it's not heavy pellets anymore. It's just thick flakes flying at y'all. So you're trying to set up the ritual, and it's just consistent snow covering. It takes a little bit longer than you want it to. That being said, it eventually will go off. And so the silence is just around all of you.
More like a little bit away from us, so that we're near the edge of it, but not in it.
Okay. Okay. There really wouldn't be a visualization of where silence would be.
No, they just pick a spot.
They just pick a spot. The rest of y'all are looking at them. They haven't said what they were doing, or at least I'd assume they wouldn't say what they're doing. and they point at a singular spot. And I mean, you're still having blowing snow and the sound of basically like uh a long drawn out note. But you notice there's two of them now.
2 notes.
Almost like a harmony.
Hmm.
Has
But
the
like, sorry, I'll just finish my description. I'll let you
Yeah,
do your
just-
thing. I mean, you point a silence in a spot, and you don't hear anything from that direction per se. But I mean, the way I see it is, sound would come in and still go out. Just within that section, doesn't it? Just
Does
doesn't
the
cease to
storm
happen.
visually do anything in that section?
Nothing. Okay, sorry, Liz.
Based on what we were hearing earlier to now, is it like the same sort of phrase, or has it changed at all? It's like going from like ha to like or something. Just like, does it seem like it's progressed?
It'd be very much there's a low and there's a high. There's a lower bass and a higher tone
Mm.
that overlap on top of each other. So it'd be kind of like give me a second. I'm trying. I'm trying to do the throat singing, but I can't right now. Yeah, I can't do it. No, I'm not gonna try.
Mhm.
Good try though.
Yeah.
I could do it a little while ago, but I haven't practiced it, so I can't exactly do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But regardless, it's one very low drum note and just a higher note that overlaps on top of it. And they are distinctly different.
Yeah. It'll be a real kick in the head if all this turned out to be was just some magical giant's love song.
And it's like it's only for the people who have the high enough perception that they rolled last night to have noticed it. So it's not like there's a snowstorm and all you're hearing is just this baseline through. It's for those who've actually paid enough attention to realize that there's something a little bit more here.
All right, so we forging ahead, or are we turning back and reporting what we've found so far?
By the way, the direction of the storm is heading straight towards Onver.
Yeah.
Like it's within that direction.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the idea of going further in, but I also don't like the idea of leaving the storm. Nothing says it's not gonna pick up speed.
Plus, if we do start heading back, by the looks of it, we'll just be walking right back into the damn thing anyway, so what odds? Erie, Spleen, how you feeling?
I feel fine. I got no words. We're just gonna have to do what we gotta do. Oh, actually, I got me a little something. So just in case things get really bad, I got me a potion of watchful rest.
Well, that's good. Anybody else got any objections?
Nope. It's just really nice knowing y'all.
All right. And Dolly, in advance of going out, how long does this thing last? Oh, nice, it's 1 hour. Is going to cast Bear's Endurance on herself. To yeah. Oh no, wait, that's only an advantage on Constitution checks. Yeah, well, better to have and not need. All right. Anybody got any idea on how we might be able to hone in on whatever's causing this? I mean, looking ain't been doing us much good, or listening, it seems.
Spells. No, not really, but I'm gonna send a message. What did I send? Yeah. Eight hours, so that'll be gone now. Howard's gonna use sending to reach out to Silent Ivory.
Okay.
Ivory, the storm seems to have slowly shifted west towards Onver in its direction of travel. We're gonna try and push further in.
That's that's your message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do report what you do find. That's all you get back. By the way, the way everything is set, it's like you guys are more or less uh you're east of this storm. If we were looking at it northwest east northwest east south, you guys would be east of the storm. The storm has been going what seems to be in a general direction that has always been south. And I can safely tell you this because I mean you're two natural 20s. And directly south is on Ver.
So it's basically following the ley line.
It's basically following the path. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, I know we were supposed to like report back, but like, what have we found exactly? Other than the direction it's going?
Oh, we told them about the voices. We told them about what we learned of the ley lines and that this thing might be traveling along it or influenced by it. We told them that they need someone who knows more about the ley lines to look into this because we do not know. To know what this might possibly mean.
Because like obviously I'm not like the magic guy, but is it possible for someone to be at like that tippy top of the mountain and like I guess we're saying someone's probably casting the storm? Is that kind of what we're? You guys are all about voices on the wind. I don't hear them, but sure, when you guys hear them, it's okay. When I hear them, it's you ate something weird, you know. But anyway, not bitter about that. But could they be on the tippy top and be like casting a storm from, that whatever you got word you guys use when lines crisscross? Applesauce?
Does that sound like something Howard would think people or casters are capable of with a storm this large?
Sorry, could you say that one more time? I was clipping that last section.
I was saying, does it sound like something Howard would believe is capable of being done by enough powerful wizards or warlocks or any of the like?
Make an Arcana check.
Many windows. That is 23.
3.
Wait, hold that thought.
Oh,
Still have the level of exhaustion. That would be significantly less. 14.
14. I mean, anything is possible when enough minds are put into one task for something to be cast. But out of anything that you've read or have experienced yourself, for anything sort of like elemental or nature related is more or less druid craft, leading more into the druid craft side of like magic. It is possible to create weather on the spot that the people that are at and have it be centered on a certain point. But for it to travel on its own or sent into a direction is unheard of.
Yimmer, you said that you and Diamondback saw the guy wrangling a dragon way back. You said it was a white dragon, right?
Yeah, white, silver. Yeah, probably white. Oh, can dragons make storms like this?
Sometimes. Some creatures are powerful enough that they influence the terrain around them. I don't think it would be. It would take an immense amount of power for someone to be able to make a storm from afar and move it that's this size. I don't. It's a lot more likely that whatever's creating it is in the storm and moving on its own, and the storm follows.
Yeah, that makes sense. More so that it's a dragon, because like I was kind of thinking if it's like you casting something, like if you're moving, like at some point you gotta take a rest, like, and the storm hasn't stopped. I don't know. I was asleep all night, but I think it was going all night.
See, if it's a ritual, there's enough people involved. Some could keep it up while others are resting. I mean, we've used the discs and there's just a couple of us. You can keep people moving while they're asleep if you do it right. Of course, it could be something else. Who fucking knows? I think we push in. See what we can find. Worst case, I teleport us all to Onver immediately.
Well, I think that sounds like a wonderful idea, and if there is a dragon, I want to ride it. If there's someone who can wrangle a dragon, I want to be the one who rides it. So, onward. Find that white dragon.
Well, I guess that about settles it.
All right, so forward you all move. I'm not even asking, you're doing it. You just autopilot, go.
Yeah.
We initiate.
You know what? I'm going to be nice. I'm not even going to make you roll a nature check. You see what would be the husk, the center part of the storm, because everything kind of looks like you could see what would be the shape and you go like, that looks like a center. You walk right through.
Yep.
Oh,
Would we be walking to the center or to where we think they're going?
This isn't like light where this isn't space travel where you have to astro project yourself into the right spot. It's like, no, it's not there. It's technically over there, but by the time we get there, it's gonna be over here.
I am gonna have. Oh, sorry.
No, you do think.
I'm gonna have Shiren, just for posterity, cast See Invisibility.
Okay.
Um.
Eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
You're being watched.
So it lasts for an hour. Basically, I can see invisible creatures as if they were visible. Won't necessarily, help cut through fog or incredible amounts of snow. For whatever it might be worth, it does allow her to see into the astral plane, though.
So basically, cast acid trip. Got it.
Or the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Okay. You do that. How long does that last?
1 hour.
1 hour? Okay. Moving forward, you all end up walking towards the mass of the storm. And as you keep walking, the snow is pelting your face as it's going in. It starts going from the thick flakes into the more of like the pelted sugar snow. I would like all of you to make a perception check again, please.
Oh.
What you
Didn't I
got?
say I called dibs on the natural ones?
Oh no.
No.
Erie's got a natural 1, and
Ugh.
Spleen's got a natural 20.
Wow.
Yo.
Ah, man.
Howard has an 8 and Val has a 26.
For the sake of posterity, those who rolled above a 20, so hands up who has over 20. Just Yammer biscuit. hand biscuit.
It's a nat 20 for Shiren too.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah.
wow! Whoa, you
Nat
guys are
20
just
for B as
all
well.
over
So.
the place.
Yeah. Wow,
I see
yes, right.
everything.
well. The energy is. You get close to a landline and watch them roll 20s. Jesus.
Yeah.
That being said, the more you start walking towards the center, the more you hear the notes. You hear the bass line, the overtone. You start hearing what seems to be like almost like a tritone underneath it. It's almost like a choral hymn at this point.
Mm.
But it is getting louder the further you're walking towards the center mass of this storm. An hour goes by and the freezing cold is starting to get to you. It is a lot of the frost is starting to permeate over your armors and everything. If you guys have anything to try and ward, um,
Let me see.
yeah,
Um, Dolly will summon up her wildfire spirit. I don't know if that'll do any good. And she's going to kind of like cast it out far enough ahead of the party that it doesn't accidentally like firebomb all of us.
15
yeah,
feet.
I get it. Yeah, so you set it up 15 feet. You basically want to create a cone of influence.
Yeah. Well, it's more like maybe, I don't know, having her bring the wildfire spirit, the little coyote, into existence, and maybe just having it kind of like run almost like figure eight in between the members of the party to try and get some sort of circulating warmth going might help without damaging anybody.
I mean,
It only
the
does damage in
limitations
the
of a
first-
wildfire spirit is the fact that it's very much more or less like a familiar. It's not a
Yeah.
giant furnace that can just walk around and be like,
Yeah. The next best thing I got is burning hands, and I don't think we want that.
B, why are your breasts burned? Because of Shiren.
No, this is Dolly.
Because of Dolly.
Yeah. It's like,
Tell them.
it's like, all right, everyone, I've got a solution to stop being cold. Stand in front of me.
And B's got like plate armor of fire resistance, so she would get up
Oh,
there and be
no.
like, "I'm good." Ah!
Howard is going to use. Oh shit, how many of us are there? 2, 4, 6, 12. Fuck me. Okay.
Well, technically 10 because 2, or I guess 11 because Halsterian doesn't have.
Oh, that's right. Diamond Max not here, so. cut
And
one of
so
them
it
in
would be
half.
10.
B and Spleen already have 40-foot speed. I think.
Yeah,
Still
I have
going?
40. I was looking at Erie. I was like, what? No, I don't. Gosh. Ah.
I've got 25, unless there's a
that's
thing
right,
that you put
25.
on us. Yeah.
What does Shiren have?
30.
Val has 40. Is Dolly under 40?
25.
Okay.
Yeah, she dwarf.
So 8 people I need. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how many spell slots of what level I need to burn.
Take your time.
That would be 4 second levels.
And just while that's going on, we haven't come across any corpses, have we? Just, random question.
Yep.
Inquiring minds want to know.
That's a lot of fucking
You know
slots.
what? Because I like you. Roll an investigation check.
Alright. That's a lot of slots, but I'm gonna burn 3 second levels and 2 first levels to give the 8 people in the party who do not have at least 40-foot speed long strider for the next hour. So they have an extra 10-foot move speed.
Nice.
Try and get
Cool.
us through the
And-
storm a little faster.
If we're still in a forest because Warwick is a favorite terrain forest, we don't get impacted by the by difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which is lucky you have that because the snow is still piling up, and the fact that like you are technically still within the Ashlands region, where you guys started was basically like you started in the forest, you ended up into like a clearing field area that is surrounded by forest, so I would still count it as like within the section or the
Okay.
area. So at that point, you guys are now moving at a quicker pace and not being encumbered by the snow because Warwick naturally would just know that okay, this is a rock section. We're starting to go into the trees and the coverings and whatnot. The snow is still blowing, but you're still able to jump between trees to not get pelted as much. And the further that you're going in, you're hearing the noises like the choral sound getting louder and louder. And then you start hearing what would be like just rhythmic concussion. Just it sounds like
Almost like footsteps, very large footsteps.
Oh, hell, don't tell me I was right.
Humor rolled a natural one.
yeah, you definitely don't find any corpses. The blowing snow and everything that's going on right now, you're like, as much as you desperately want to try and find something of the matter, it's no, unfortunately not.
Gets excited by a few rock formations.
It's basically like Bert Kreischer like making a fake cadaver out of like bed sheets and wrapping it up in plastic. But the further that you guys go in, and because of the long strider and the fact that you have Warwick able to navigate you guys, I'm actually going to skip the check for cold weather. Although that would have been really fun. But that's okay. Running through the forests, it's still these giant, untouched ash trees that are wide, that are super wide at the base. and they just go straight up, shooting into the sky, canopy covering everything. But because it's still cold, you do get to see the sky, and the sun just starts blotting out much further and further until you basically don't see it anymore. Another hour goes by. Running forward towards the center mass, you end up getting right to what would be just a sheer wall of blowing snow, almost impossible to see right through. The noise coming through is blaringly loud wind, but you still hear the sounds of the what would be the musical singing. And again, that rhythmic concussion.
Dolly is going to see if this does anything. Ahead of the party, about kind of 10 feet ahead,
Yep.
she casts Flaming Sphere.
Yep.
So nobody has to take, well, unless there's any creature within 5 feet of that. No, that's cast 10 feet ahead of us. Nobody needs to do a dexterity save yet.
Okay.
Might have accidentally barbecued a couple of squirrels.
Hmm.
Um,
There's your white meat. Finally, some fresh meat.
oh yeah, I think it's well done.
You hear the sound of squirrels dying, and Reedon just like, hut! Just jumps right through.
With that long strider.
Exactly.
But the sphere can actually be, as a bonus action, can be moved up to 30 feet per turn, per se.
Okay.
So
So
basically, her idea would be to try and like cast it out. How big is the damn thing?
5 foot. I
Okay,
think.
it's only a 5-foot diameter, but you kind of cast it out to try and see if there was any way by moving it she might be able to almost clear a bit of a path or a trench through the snow on the ground and in the air.
okay. So the way I imagine this right now is that you're basically right up against this wall.
Yeah.
This wall of snow, wind, and just it is at the wind's peak. It is just whipping right around. Even though the snow is blowing out at you, you see what is basically just like this giant sheer sheet of blowing snow that you cannot see through. You with the again with the long strider and Warwick's natural not natural presence, favorite terrain, you're not having trouble getting through any of this. Casting the sphere, you create a center point with your hands, you throw it up and out. This ball comes straight from your hands, and as it hits this wall, it goes right through as if nothing is obstructing it whatsoever. You get a brief glimpse just before the snow, just the wall and the snow recover it back up. Sunlight.
Well, I'd say that's a good sign.
All right. Everyone,
And she'll
gather together. We're going to try and get through that quickly.
and she drops the sphere so that we don't accidentally barbecue ourselves as we push through to the other side.
Everybody just goes right through.
Yeah.
Like a tower defense game.
Val is going to pull out the cube of force, push in the second side so that non-living matter cannot pass through the barrier. Trying to get everyone within the I think it's 15-foot diameter. Hang on. Yeah, 15-foot diameter cube. to give everyone a shield against the wall of wind and snow for us to pass through it quickly.
And Eerie wants to use her wand of magic detection.
Okay. What's the range on the magic detection?
Hold on. It is self 30 feet.
Self 30 feet. Okay.
And the duration is up to 10 minutes.
Okay. Val is casting that, right? Or that was Howard who was doing the wall. Or the cube.
Val is doing it with the cube of force, the item.
Oh, okay. Easy enough. Placing this cube on the ground, it expends to its maximum width and diameter. You're close enough to this point where you basically create a doorway into this into the center. And when the door opens right up, you see sunlight come right through. And what would be the rest of the Ashlan's forest within a central circle completely cleared of snow. Like, you'll still see patches of snow whatsoever, but there's nothing blowing. It's almost calm. Absolutely calm and centered. Eerie cast Detect Magic, or the Wand of Detect Magic. The storm, the wall of snow and wind and whatnot is magical in nature. But you're not detecting anything else outside of that. It's like, as far as your range goes, you just detect that this is magical.
Okay. Cool. So then, if that's the case, hold up. Hold up. That's third level. She's she's gonna go ahead and drink her potion of long rest, which is gonna give me a full night's rest instantly to get rid of the last exhaustion.
Well, fuck you. Roll exhaustion again.
Fuck you! No! Wow!
No.
So
You
she's
drink
gonna.
you drink it, and the taste is very, like, it's actually kind of sweet. And it also almost tastes like your coffee.
Yep.
There's a hint of vanilla. It's really nice. And all your aches and exhaustion wash off as this wave of almost euphoria, a wave of euphoria comes over you for just a quick second.
Nice. And then she's gonna take a drink out of she's gonna drink her potion of advantage, which is gonna give me within the next hour, gives me advantage on one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw of your choice. And I am going to cast third level Dispel Magic.
On the
The snow wall.
okay. The way the snow wall works is basically it reaches up into the sky almost 100 feet and is Well, I mean, given that you see from the square, like the cube of force,
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying it wrong probably, but from what Val had dropped,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that it is cylindrical in nature. You tried to use dispel magic on it. I would like for you to make a arc, not arcana. What is it? What is the contested again? I keep forgetting. It's
For dispel?
yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
think it
the
depends on the
DC
level of the
equals.
spell.
Yeah, DC equals 10 plus spells level.
plus spells level. Got it. Okay. Roll for it. That would be yeah. Roll for it.
Okay. All right. Got advantage. Use that advantage thingy.
Yep.
22.
2. You feel confident that you can grasp onto what this is.
She's like,
You see within your eyes the magical strings that are coming towards and moving out. It's almost as if you're plucking the strings of fate itself. Just 1, 2, 3. This one right here. You yank on it. Shoo! Nothing.
darn tootin' mother.
You do gather that this is an effect that is naturally made. As much as magical it is, there is a source point and origin that you do not have, that you do not see, that you're not in range of.
All right, well, taking the good out of the bad, at least I know that there is a point that this is coming from. It's not just at the wall. Well, ladies and gents, I think we are needing to go inside for realsies.
And let's hoof it.
But yeah. Val would have been ushering everyone through
Yeah.
the sphere.
I figured
only
all of this
lasts
was
for a
happening
minute.
within
Yeah.
like all of this would have been happening within like a 30-second
that-
span.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's basically like you drop it, she starts chugging a couple of potions, just tries to do everything and just doesn't work as you guys are walking through. You walk on through, and what would be akin to an eye of a hurricane, everything is silent and quiet, except for the voices of 2 frost giants that are walking in tandem. You hear, but one of them seems to be stepping while the other one is floating in place. You hear the low rumbling coming from one while the high pitch is coming from the other, creating what would be a symphony of destruction.
Son of a bitch, I was right.
How much does Val know about frost giants?
Let me finish my descriptions here.
Go ahead.
What you're looking at right now is very much a clearing where you see few trees that are standing, and the snow is kind of stood still. It's not full on clear like you're seeing spring and then as soon as you walk out it turns back into winter. You still get the breath the breeze of cold, but it's much more habitable in here because you have the sun overhead, lending its heat into this cylindrical dome, or the cylindrical tube that reaches up into the sky. That's hundreds of feet tall. These giants are standing 40, 50 feet tall. It's hard to tell given the distance, but they have not seemed to have made notice of either of you. Their backs are basically turned to you. If not, it'd be like you're looking at their left side on the the back left profile, pretty much. what does Val know about giants?
Frost giants, yeah.
Frost giants? I mean, other than they are... Actually, you know what? Make a history check or arcana check, whatever one is... What y'all laughing at?
The Discord.
Yeah.
They're now Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears in their denim outfits. Just having a stroll. God, Tom, that's so good.
Oh,
Frosted
boy.
tips.
4.
Oh.
He not very good at either of those.
I mean, other than they're a subset of giant that strives in cold climates, more or less in the polar regions or up in the mountain ranges. Known to be quite stronger than the standard variety of hill giants, but specifics, not really.
Well, I hate to do this, but this is something he would do. He's gonna cast tongues and try to speak with them.
The distance that you guys are at right now, you're probably a good 700 meters away.
Oh, well,
If
we'll wait
not-
till we
if
get
not
closer.
Further, if not further, like the eye of this center point, from what you could judge, is probably like 3 kilometers long.
Damn. Okay.
It is massive, but like to see these giants, you're still far enough away.
Yeah,
But like the massive hulking form is one, but the lady giant that is right beside him that is floating is what seems to be covered in full on ice and is moving without trouble or problem whatsoever.
Actually, since we're not close enough for tongues, he will actually still do something. He'll cast sending to Ivory. Ivory, we have found frost giants. Can they be reasoned with?
A few moments go by. Frost giants are difficult to negotiate with if you do not know their language. Generally, we've never dealt with them.
Spleen is like silently chanting in the group. Frost giant toe. Frost giant toe.
Well, Al's determined to get closer and try and talk to them, so.
Okay.
Right.
Well, how does one approach?
Oh. Nobody saw that.
I
Walk
saw that.
Yeah.
No,
I saw
you
it.
saw nothing.
I saw it.
I was here.
You know when you accidentally maximize a window unintentionally?
Val's going forward. Shiren's going with him, going, Val, you sure about this? I don't want you to get smushed.
If we could keep it peaceful, we should.
Yeah, that's why I brought you along. All right.
Spoon's like, bullshit.
Knew that was
Have you
gonna
ever
happen.
dealt with giants before? Have you?
No?
They're generally assholes.
Well, if they prove to be that, feel free to tear their asshole apart.
Can I just get the bones, please? Just saying.
I call dibs on the toe. I got history with them, so I automatically get the dibs, so no one can stop me.
Yimmer, why do you need bones?
Reasons?
Why not? Have you
Exactly. Why?
It's
When did you
fun.
become Mr. Question?
Right? It's frustrated
Because
bones.
it's you and Diamondback's not here to question you.
Oh my god, stay in your lane.
Hey, did you like that party? You were at the party, right?
No, I don't think you would have invited them.
Oh,
You know whatever invites Howard.
well, I thought I invited Hal. Wasn't Hal? Oh shit! Did
To
Hal
be
go?
to be determined at a later date. Keep moving.
There goes Howard.
I'm just standing out like, well,
Howard's just like, there are gears going, and he doesn't like where they're going. Frost Giant Bones, Party, Yimmer.
well,
Well, just ask Hal. Hal, I guess he hasn't shared it with you. You two will have a great time. Just saying.
Ah.
Suitable
But
response
I
from
just need the
Halsteria.
bones. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to know. I haven't gotten Frost Giant bones yet. Collecting them. That's it. I'm collecting.
so,
Except the toe. Because that's.
yeah, that's mine.
What, do you want the bones too? Like, I don't know. I'm getting.
So what's Val doing at this
All right,
point? How is he trying to
how
approach
interesting-
this?
Well,
He's
how
just
interesting this
walking up.
conversation is.
He's just walking up, and there's no chance of stealth, no whatsoever.
Nah,
She's
he
gonna
wants
grab. Erie's gonna grab Val from walking even further. Hold your horses right now. Where's your brain? Where's your brain, hun?
He points
Thanks.
to his
You
head.
do not play games with me right now. I am cold, and I am irritated that I just wasted a potion of advantage. Okay. So, do you even know what questions to even ask?
I'm going to ask where they are going.
My God. All right, for those that are not going to be part of the conversation with these two big old oofs up there, I think the more offensive folks should get in a parameter just in case shit goes down and we're not caught off guard, and get your stuff prepared because I really think this is going to go south. I mean, I have faith in you, Val, but not much right here, honey.
Sometimes
say?
you just need to have faith.
Let's say Warwick and Sharon, unless you're going to be part of it, because I know you are pretty good at the talking bit. I mean, me too, but I don't think I'm going to be part of this one.
Well, I don't know shit about how to talk to giants. I don't like
No,
you
I
going
can.
up there.
Yeah, go ahead. Me either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't like you going up there on your own though, Val, and then Dolly will kind of pipe up. Oh, I'll go with him. If it goes south, I'll just. And she kind of like flicks her hands in a indication of burning hands.
Yeah, I think that should be a good idea. I got some stuff to set up. Let's see here. I mean, Val and Dolly, with you going up, it'd be a good kind of distraction for us to kind of get in our areas.
I mean,
I'm not super stealthy.
I can give tongues to more than one person, and I always have this. And he holds up the cube. It's got plenty more charges.
Well, shit. I am kind of a little bit of a talking person. I got a big mouth. Um,
gonna pray for you, sweet.
One side being pushed, and they cannot harm us.
that's true, and I do have some special stuff up my sleeve. We're actually more in my staff. Yeah, if you can cast tongues on me, I can cast comprehend languages, but I just can't speak it.
Tongues will let you speak it.
All right. I'll go with you, Val.
All right. Well, I'll start looking for a suitable place to hold up and ambush if we need to.
Yeah.
Warwick's gonna set up past the trace. So anybody who wants to stay close, as long as you're within 30 feet, we're good.
Howard will do that.
Well, I have a feeling this is gonna be hell in a handbasket, but worth a try.
So it's Val and Erie going up.
And Dolly going with them.
Yep.
Dolly,
Yep.
do you need to speak the language too?
Oh, no, no, no. I trust that I'll know when negotiations go sour. Sorry, I meant to say if.
When?
Your faith is
How?
always an inspiration.
Ooh.
As is yours. And I do mean that sincerely.
So as they go up, everyone else, I assume, is finding places to not be visible.
Yeah,
I would
attempting to
ass-
stealth.
I would assume so. So for the stealth crew, give me a stealth check. I'm gonna make this just a general what's the way to do this group?
It's ironic for me because Warwick has advantage and B has disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll for spleen.
The same for me.
Ah, my dice fell.
And we're rolling
Ooh.
and adding 10 for Pass Without a Trace.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
Let's see. What color do I
32 for spleen.
Oh.
Nice.
B rolled a 20 and a 4.
Ooh.
Disadvantage.
Oh.
Herb, you got a purple D20?
Uh.
I've got one right here.
You want to
Oh.
roll for Hal?
No,
Sure.
I'm not rolling for you.
I'll roll for how I got pink.
Yimmer got
Is he at disadvantage?
No, he is not.
I got 19.
Nice.
Hey.
So, whatever, add your shit.
He has a +1, so he's at 30 even. Howard has a +2 and therefore is at 17.
Yimmer rolled 34. Reedon rolled a natural 1.
And Shiren rolled a 32.
Okay.
B rolled 18, Warwick rolled 26.
That's funny. Y'all are too funny.
And on their way up, Val will cast tongues on the both of them.
Okay. Okay, so you give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before we do this, let's go for a 5-minute break. I need
was
to
just
grab a
about to
couple things of
ask.
water.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Couple
I
things of
need
water. Just get
this.
I have to
mentally into this.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Hey,
Don't be mentally in it.
He's a cleric of peace, man.
Okay.
He's got to try.
I will see you guys in about 5 minutes time. I just need to do a couple minutes of getting myself prepared. So please be patient with us and we'll see you soon.
BRB.
Welcome back, everybody. I needed an outfit change to really get this thing going. So, before we had our break, Team Them and the Hallowed Revolt decided to split up, and three of them just wanted to try and make contact. These two giants that are ahead of them, while the rest are following suit, but in a stealthily manner. Heading forward, you guys, those who are going ahead, you're not even making a,
Stealth.
yeah, you're not even making like an attempt to try and be stealthy whatsoever. The closer you get, you start getting closer, and you realize that there's a cage on the male giant's, what would be belt, bouncing off. It's located basically where like the hip line is, maybe just a little bit higher, and it is hanging and dangling down. It is shuffling back and forth with every movement that is going on there. You notice that there is a person inside there.
Like
Um.
bound.
Inside a cage, yeah.
Okay. Um. Can I study who's in that cage? I want to
It's
use my goggles of eyes of minute seeing.
Describe what does what.
It's like those like glasses where you like for when people are painting minis and you flip it down and it makes your eyes like humongous.
Oh God.
Her tinkering glasses. So it's crystal lenses fit over the eyes. While wearing them, you can see much better than normal out to a range of 1 foot. You have advantage on oh wait, it's 1 foot. Shit. You have it what's for minis. Advantage on intelligence investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object. Okay, never mind. No, I can't do it. As for 1 foot distance, fuck me.
I wonder what's up there.
She puts them on. She's like, "Oh no, I brought the wrong glasses." Oh,
These are the
I
reading
knew I
glasses.
should have. I knew I should have put colored tape on him so I know the difference. Well, if anyone needs me to tinker with anything, I got the right freaking glasses. Never mind. I get a little too over prepared, but also not. I have I have 3 mastiffs patched on my coat.
Moving forward, you're trying to follow stride with these giants, but their stride is very large, and trying to keep up with them is difficult as it is. Uh, yeah, difficult as is. Thankfully, your long strider. How long does that last?
It only lasts an hour. It's probably gone by now.
Oh yeah, it's gone. Definitely gone by now. So you're trying to catch up and get the attention of them. Uh Make a performance check?
Okay.
The
Oh.
rest of y'all are following in behind. Yeah, the rest of y'all are following in behind, trying to keep pace, and you're doing so with some success. It's yeah, with some success, but I mean, trying to do things quietly and quickly are very difficult to do. So at this point, you're making about half the distance that Yuri, Val, and Dolly are doing.
Okay. 18.
13.
It's at this point that you guys are you're trying to catch their attention. You're coming up like not 100, like 300, 200 meters from from these giants. And the closer that you get, you notice that it is drastically getting colder and colder. It seems like their presence alone is chilling the air further. And when you start following directly behind them in their tracks, you notice that their tracks actually leave frosted indentations into the ground, as if it was like they were walking in mud, but you guys are not leaving tracks in behind whatsoever.
Hmm.
The pure weight of these creatures are compacting the frozen soil. Trying to grab their attention. What do you do? What is the thing that you're trying to get their attention with?
Um,
Well, if calling out to them is not working,
I mean, I got thaumaturgy.
he will pull out a wand and start gently moving it around, and it plays nice, relaxing orchestral music that can be heard out to a range of 60 feet.
That can be kind of unsettling at the same
Okay, so thaumaturgy. What's the range on thaumaturgy?
time. 30 feet.
30 feet. I mean, you're creating a lot of noise, but you're still about 200 meters. Now you're closing in at 150. You're not making your presence, or you're making your presence known, but the closer you get, you notice how not deafening, but how loud just the natural humming that is coming from these creatures are.
Okay.
So you're getting closer. You just got to keep on moving up. So at the point, for those who are following in stealth behind the trees, there are some trees that are down, especially those that have been plowed through from these giants that seemingly follow the canopy line of a lot of the trees. That get knocked over with ease, and you're following basically in behind the debris and like the log structures that are brought down. Again, you're trying to catch up, but you're realizing that going the speed that you are is just gonna take as much as it does.
Well,
Jumping from point to point, about 100 meters in, now you're 50 meters. 150 meters, you're about 30 meters in at this point. Your spells with of like trying to get a hold of them start working.
I was just kind of waving, trying to get attention with the music and motion.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Uh you as soon as you catch their attention, you see the male turn around. Like not even turn around, just kind of like do a shoulder look over the shoulders and notice that you guys are there. Puts his hand out in front of the lady and kind of stops them. You guys circle around and they stop. You guys circle around and get out in front of them. The male is more or less just looking at you ever so curiously, and especially that the fact that he could understand you and is, is certainly being more defensive and putting himself in between the lady and him.
You got tongues on me?
Mm-hmm.
Professor Croissant Sorrows. Uh, which I mean, you guys have tongues. For those who have tongues on them. Uh, why do you stop us? And like, this is an absolutely booming voice. It almost hurts your ears just being in the vicinity of this loud voice speaking at what would be their normal.
He puts
Curious, curious little creatures.
he puts the wand away. Well, I just was looking into the cause of this storm, and I guess here you are.
Yeah, it's very
Hello?
different from the storms we usually have, like on winter storms. So we were just curious. It was very strong, and a very powerful weather pattern that is not normal in our area. So we were just wanted to see what was going on.
You speak our language. How?
I can speak, not necessarily your language, but you can understand me for a short time. It is a spell I use to communicate with others that I do not know the language of.
Give me the description of tongues for me, please.
It is right there. It grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says.
Gotcha. Okay. You know what? Out of all the possibilities, I was not prepped for this.
He is built to try and be peaceful if he can.
Yeah.
It is just you. All of you. Answer me. No! As soon as he starts yelling, you feel the pressure just change and like the ground kind of shake with like the vibration and the vibrato.
It's not just us. We do have other companions, but we are more, I guess, more of a people person. We also do have a lot of friends in the city, way down in the distance. That's also curious of the storm, because you're heading in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of families and homes and a lot of businesses and stuff, livestock as well. That's not used to this type of weather. So we were sent just to, well, see if it's going to be a danger to them. Are you?
We are we are moving for our safety.
Wait, sorry, say that again.
We were moving for our safety.
Safety?
Our
what?
safety.
You're
Our safety. Our safety. And you hear like what would be like a whispering on the wind coming from the lady. Our safety.
oh no. So you're also in danger. That's been kind of the theme for a while now. For a lot of folks, not just us and not just the one town, many cities. So I'm guessing that really we should be worried. Not from you, but whatever else is out there.
We were put from our home. We are not safe. Neither of us are. And at this point, I would like all of y'all to make perception checks.
Hell yes. 21. Oh wait,
Oh my
21 for
God.
Erie.
With advantage and a +7, that is 10.
Yikes. Spleen burp. Spleen has 17. Erie 21, Spleen 17.
Oh wait, those in the woods too?
Every one of me.
Oops.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because it's at this point that the Woods team kind of gets close enough to stay back, but also like kind of hear in. But I mean, those who don't have tongues don't
I
understand
did.
the conversation that's going on. Like you'll hear Val speaking in common, and then the giant speaking back within giant.
19 for Howard.
I I forgot to mention this because we went on break, but at one point when what's his nuts? Matt, your other character.
Reading.
Reedon was mentioning the dragon, a dragon. Splain's gonna be thinking of Celadon.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a little bit more attention more on the air. With like wings or anything, roars, anything like that. Forgot to mention that. I don't know if that applies to anything, but
Okay.
Celadon.
So both Dolly and Shiren got 13s.
You're trying to pay attention to position yourselves in a way that you could see all three of your group together, and the way I see it right now is like you're directly in behind. You're directly behind the giants, but Dolly, Eerie, and Val are right in front. And I mean, with them standing, they're like, it's not like you're getting a tree trunk right in the way. You've got legs and whatnot, and I'm having a hard time describing right now. So at that point, you see, like, in the middle of the lady speaking, you see the male kind of just like shudder for a second. For those standing in front, you see the eyes that are this piercing blue. Like, these guys are they're frost giants, so very like blue skin that naturally billows off cold, and you see that like the sun's rays are hitting it, so there's like this steam that's coming off of it, almost as if like it's ice being melted per se, with like bits of fur armor and leather bounding around. You see the belt and like the loincloth moving, following along the leg lines. The female is covered basically all in ice herself. You see the male just shudder. The eyes go from this blue to just a yellow to a red. Picks, without a second word, picks up a rock.
Cube.
Did you have that on standby?
Yeah, he's holding it because I think he has to hold it while he's using it.
I'm trying to remember if you've actually said that you had that prepped.
He mentioned that he had it during conversation. If he has time to push it is up to you. Because
it
at the
seems like a
same
really
time,
fast thing.
It's like at this point, because this is coming out of random.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because he's also seeing the eyes and being like, "That's a little weird." So,
And then the action comes down to just stick the hand in the ground and like under flame, like softball throw.
Mm-hmm.
This rock that's coming right at all of you. I would like you guys to make a No, actually, you don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
what's an attack roll?
Oh boy.
Okay, so Dolly, 14 to hit.
Yep, that'll do it.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, sorry, no, 14. No.
Okay, cool. So Yuri, that will be a 16.
Ooh, it doesn't hit.
And Val, that'll be a 21.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. Cool.
I mean, I can imagine Eerie already being on edge. She's just like, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Whoa, what is going on? Wh-
So that'll be 13 points of damage to you, Val, for that rock. As this
God.
rock starts tumbling right towards you, you hear the female Astras. Like it you see Astras. What are you just starts screaming as her eyes start turning red as well. I would like all of y'all to roll for initiative.
There we go.
Oh no.
For the purposes of exhaustion, does initiative count as an ability roll?
Yes,
Nope.
initiative is an ability roll. As for how you guys want to do this, because you're playing two characters at once, I'm gonna say roll for your characters, and if there's any disadvantage, you take the lower roll, and you'll combine both your characters together. So, example, Warwick and Beatrice will work in tandem together,
Cool.
and so it's whatever the roll is, and the lower
Okay.
is the chosen roll.
So I also have an advantage on splitting. First one's better. Start getting damage done. So
Okay, so everybody got their rolls ready.
Yep.
Okay, so 25 to 20.
So I rolled 2 natural 20s. So 24 for Reedon, 23 for Yimmer.
So 23.
I think I saw others were up there.
I got 22 for spleen.
That was the lower of the two.
So
So
disadvantage on one of them.
Not with spleen. She has an advantage.
Oh, that's right. And you got rid of the exhaustion on Eerie with the.
And yeah, an Erie's straight roll.
which is what?
14. 16
then
minus 2.
You go with a 14 then.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Spleen and because each player is basically playing two characters. So I'm
Mhm.
basically going to the player,
Okay.
which will then choose their characters to go.
Mhm.
That's how that's working.
I'm fine
And
being
choosing
14 because I gotta think about this.
B got a 23, which was my lowest.
Oh my gosh.
so
Nice. Oh god.
okay.
God.
Okay. So then 18 or 18 20 to 15. What you got?
18.
15 to 10, which would be 14 for Erie. Well,
Yeah,
for
14. Eerie.
and then 10 to 0.
8. And I guess I'll do Hal in the group too.
I'll just put I'll put them at the bottom. So if combat goes long, Steve's got a place.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this.
Mhm.
Seems like an easier way to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, Matt,
So roughly how far away are the forest crew from Big Frosty?
oh, you know what? Where are my manners? Please go to roll 20, please.
Oh boy,
Oh.
those are big.
Right.
I was wondering. I was sitting
Yeah.
there. Hey!
Well, lap my ass and call me grandma.
There I am.
right window and bring this over here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys can set yourselves up in a better way. I just kind of clumped you all and moved you into a spot. So make what would seem a bit better, but like not move yourself too much closer.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Don't know where
that's
tools go.
pretty solid right there.
So I guess reading would be first since you have the higher of the two.
Yep.
Yeah, you just start running out there.
Yeah. So like it seems like Val was having a pretty good conversation with these things, and then he's just straight out attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, done standing around. And so just in his heavy adamantine armor just starts running out. This small little man towards these two frost giants.
All right, do it up.
And I guess he'll use a dash action to get a full 50 feet.
Yep.
And that'll be that.
Okay.
Just yelling the whole time. Yeah,
Moon.
I was promised a dragon.
As you get closer, you start feeling the cold. Everything starts getting colder coming as you move forward towards these giants. I would like for you to make a perception check, please.
Perception. 14.
14. Okay. Uh, so you get closer, and now that you're close enough, you see the just the more intricate details that you see that that these giants, the male has a great axe on him that is strapped to his back that he hasn't seemed to have pulled out just yet. Um yeah, hasn't pulled out just yet, but you notice that the cage that is dangling, that there's a person inside, that it looks to be there's a humanoid in there with somewhat very pale bluish gray skin.
Hmm.
It's hard to determine what's
Okay. And it's still hard to determine if they're a prisoner so much so as a person in a shark cage.
uh with the 14 you're having a hard time noticing, especially since you're basically
Yeah.
going into battle mode.
Okay. Yep.
There's just details are for the weak. Let's go.
Okay. So yeah, that was a very productive turn for
Yep.
reading.
Yeah.
So Yimmer, on the other hand, is going to do Yimmer things and cast a spell that's going to fail. So that's going to be Crown of Madness on Mr. Giant.
Okay.
So that
Describe
is a
just
15 wisdom saving.
what is the description? If you could read for that, please.
One humanoid of your choice that you can see within range, 120 feet, must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed. While charmed, twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head and madness glows in its eyes. Charmed target must use its action before moving on each turn to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself you mentally choose. Subsequent turns, I have to use my action to maintain control.
So the keyword is charmed.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. You pull out this J. Is it the golden crown that you use for the crown of madness, or is it just like a wreath of like basic thorns that you weave together?
Yeah.
That
Yeah, the crown is all just aesthetics and to let people know who the king is.
gotcha. No, but I meant for like the actual crown of madness.
Thorns is
Yeah,
kind
so the wreath of thorned thatches that have been woven together. You whisper the incantation, you throw, and it as it goes reading. Basically, you see this frisbee like start growing larger as it heads up, lands on top, and you see the giant just take it and throw it to the ground. I rolled a 15.
Oh,
Mm.
so close.
Yep. That's familiar feeling. I'm just gonna stay here. And
Yimmer.
Yimmer's gonna hide as a bonus action.
Okay. Lissa.
Okay, Warwick is gonna start by casting Hunter's Mark on the big giant,
Okay.
which I need to go and check that off. So many things to do.
So many things to do.
Okay, spell casted.
We're gonna use that doesn't look like a fun one. We're gonna wow, that doesn't help either. Okay. I was like, I'm gonna put a little marker on it, and it's just this tiny little thing in the corner that you can't even see.
Surprise, surprise.
And then, oh goodness, I need to get all my damage dice out.
There you go. Green marker. Green marker to know that is Hunter marked.
Thank you. So, oh, jeez. Okay, and then I'm gonna do 3 crossbow attacks to him because snipes. I'm staying where I am. I'm not moving. Okay, so first hit. Oh, that most likely. That's a 27 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit,
Okay, I need more dice.
and that'll be towards who?
The male.
Okay.
That's 12 damage. Oh, sorry, no more than that. 17 damage.
Gonna say 12 seemed kind of low.
Yep, 17.
Hmm.
And then making my next. Oh, 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, good.
You gotta get the sense that like this is a very giant unarmored target.
An armor shield and more of a meat shield.
26 damage on the second one. I rolled really high.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then on the last hit is a 33
Yeah,
to
that'll
hit.
that'll hit. Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Cristo.
And then 20 on the final one.
20?
Yes.
I'm not gonna do quick math at this point. So the way I'm gonna do this right now is I'm gonna do one round of combat, going through all of our players and the session, and then we go
Cool.
into next week. So at least everybody has an idea what the heck is going on.
Then B is stepping up.
I just want you to know that you did 66 points of damage.
That's my girl.
Warwick's a
That is
beast.
my. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Permission to
Okay.
increase damage by 3.
I mean, 66 is a good number too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I gotta go B. Okay, switch. Okay, B is also gonna take 3 shots with her crossbow on the female this time.
Okay.
And
Hey, Charmander.
Charming.
Hello.
Okay.
You know what? I'm doing it so you can't.
Fiddlesticks.
The first roll for B was a natural 1.
Oh,
Roll a d6, please.
Oh no. A 1.
So loading in the crossbow bolt, loading in the crossbow bolt, you aim and B aims and fires, and click. What? Ah! It snaps in a really weird way where the bolt splinters. It seemed like you got a faulty bolt,
Wonderful. Love
and
that.
you take 1 point of damage, please.
Okay. The next one is more math. 24 to hit.
24 hit. That will hit.
And then 8 points of damage because she doesn't have Hunter's Mark.
Excellent. Okay.
And the next roll is a natural 20.
What is with you guys in the natural
What is
20s?
going on?
no.
So that's 10 points of damage.
Points of damage.
And then last one is 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Cool.
And that is my turn.
That is your
Yeah.
turn. Excellent. So, Warg and V in succession just start like Reedon runs forward. Yimmer tries to throw a crown. Perching yourself in behind, or perching yourself up on a tree, like a down tree. You just both of them start unloading. Just boom, click, back, fire, pull, click, back, fire, pull, back and forth. You see that the bolts are flying through the air. Reading at this point, just things are flying back and forth right behind you. You're kind of glad that you're shorter in stature, and the fact that the creatures are, giant in nature. It's at that point you see them getting lodged into what would be, in humanoid standards, critical points. One right in between the shoulder blade, right in the back. It looks like that would have been a lung shot right there. Another one right behind the knee. It's absolute carnage in the first volley,
Sweet.
which is now my turn.
Oh.
So, it is now that the giant male pulls out the great axe, and this thing is absolutely massive. This, for like a 50-foot tall giant, this is a 30-foot tall great axe. A construction of this size is you've never ever seen. It's going to walk up, and it's going to take a swing at Dolly, my dear. Oh, but before he does that, the eyes that are turning red, the pale blue skin turns a darker gray. You see the muscles just start bulging and veins going with it.
He's roiding out.
It's gonna, with that, it's gonna take a swing at Dolly.
Yep.
That's not the person I'm looking for. That is excellent. That'll be a 30 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll do her.
Wow. I am rolling incredibly low. Please be thankful for that. That'll be 9 points of bludgeoning. Or sorry, slashing damage.
Okay. Just
Oh
gonna
wait,
note
hold
that
on.
in-
Sorry.
Sorry. Yep.
Uh that'll be 20 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
And then is going to take a swing at Val, seeing as it's right beside. More or less, like I'm kind of seeing this as like a full-on slide side cleaving action. That'll
Yeah.
be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
That's much better. "36 points of slashing damage." That'll be that'll be its action. So walking up, it basically like in what would be its version of a slow saunter coming up, pulling out, the muscles just absolutely bulging in what would look to be what spleen would do.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Raises the axe up, swings right across and lands right across, lands at Dolly and Val. Dolly just getting out of the way. You still get hit by the pure force of it, pushing you just a little bit further. Not thematically, not actually.
Yeah.
But Val taking the absolute brunt of this blade, landing you right into the ground. Again, this isn't actually a prone action. This is just that. Which then goes into the female. She turns around and sees the group in the tree line. You see, she raises her arm, fires her arm right across. You see this bolt of lightning just crackle and land. Oh, where's the best? Did Warwick move up?
No, Warwick stayed there.
Yeah, so then it's gonna land right here. So those within a 10-foot radius, which would be, I believe, Shiren, Howard, and Warwick.
All right.
I would like for you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Trying to remember what my rogue thing that helps me.
Evasion.
Yeah. There we are.
Mm-mm.
All right. Yeah. All right. And for a just to make sure I'm using my own rules correctly here as well, saving throw different from ability check. Yes.
Saving throw is different from an ability check.
Thank you. That helps me with the math.
Okay.
That is a 15 from Shiren.
Okay, so those who the success rate on or the success DC on that one was a 17. So who succeeded?
Did that look like a spell?
No, it
Okay.
isn't. This is a natural ability. So, for those who had failed, will take 57 points of lightning damage. For those who have succeeded, that will be half of that.
And thanks to evasion, that's only half for Shiren, thank God.
Which will be 28 points of lightning damage for the successful ones.
Jesus.
Yikes.
And with Hunter's Mark, I have to do a concentration check. What is the pass for that?
Second. You'll have to beat a 14.
Okay.
So it's DC 10 plus your Constitution.
Okay. But it's a 13, so she doesn't make it.
So Hunter's Mark fades. As this lightning bolt shoots across, lands right in the center of all three of you. The absolute power that this thing is emitting is insane.
Yeah, when the smoke clears, Howard is unconscious.
Right there.
I have 56 health.
Damn.
Ouch.
I think that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
And he's dead.
and
And it's gone.
it's gone. Okay. Thank y'all for staying around tonight. Before we end tonight's session, and just the pure shock on these guys' face right here. Woo! Oh, I'm not playing, motherfuckers. Let's go. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. And before we go, we're going to do our ending announcements. Tom, can you please take us away?
Yeah, just let me pick my jaw up off the floor. Thank you so much again, everyone, for joining us here in Falskallan. Thanks to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. Thank you to the wonderful FX May Vary for sponsoring Dire Bear and contributing some amazing artists, including our beloved Charminar, to the Dire Bear family. Huge thanks, of course, to all of our supporters on Patreon, including our first and so far only adept patron, Mama Bear, whose praises will be sung tonight in the ineffable style of the wickedly talented Del Dazim. If you saw the Oscars many years ago, you know exactly where this is going, and I'm not sorry.
The Zim.
Mama Bear, you radiate with stunning flair. Mama Bear, your coin keeps us on air. You help us roll, and you help us play. Thanks to Patreon. No cursing never bothered us anyway. And of course, if you would like to hear me possibly get us sued by Disney on your behalf, feel free to hop onto Patreon and see if you like any of the tiers available. Remember to check out the Dire Bear merch store while you're still here, especially for that lovely, lovely Pride merch. Also, check out some of the other brilliant shows on the channel. On Monday nights, we have the Oops All Bards party of Melody of the Maelstrom. Now, not every character in this party is a musician, but all of the players are, so you get some lovely little showmanship in there. If you're looking for something a little more mechanical, Tuesday nights has Project Aegis, a hard-hitting Lancer adventure that allows you to get your off-brand Gundam on. And of course, if you want to have a, ear to the ground on anything else that's happening, hit us up on Discord, check the job board. If there's anyone open right now, it's a fun time. JT, take us home.
Thank you, Tom. Just had to make sure I wasn't muted there for a second.
Oh, good.
Yeah, by all means, join us next session for to see how well these guys survive. I'm excited. It's gonna be great. The only problem is there's only 2 of them. I can only do so much. But that
Play
being
a
the
sad
case,
song.
I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope that you guys have a good rest of the week. Do be safe out there. The summertime's coming around. Enjoy the warmth, the sun, the energy that comes with it all. I love you all. Have a good night. And do you dare to imagine?